Hey, everybody. Okay, please pardon my scratchy voice. You know how it goes. I know it's painful to listen to, but we'll just have to get past that. So, welcome to our new Builders Coaching Night. We like to dedicate the first Tuesday of every single month to you. If you are not yet gold, this is all about you. This is about us coming alongside you and hearing whatever doubts are coming up, whatever areas of resistance are coming up. Even just areas where you feel like, I don't know what to do next, any of that stuff. We're here to chat with you and show you how we've overcome that and how you can overcome that too. And if you are gold or above, this is also for you because the goal of this call is to help you blossom your team. Because the way you build a network marketing business that lasts is you find leaders. And so many of us have a team of customers. Some of us maybe have some distributors on our team, and every team is made up of several customers and some distributors, but the load is lightened when you have leaders. And leaders are so often found rather than created. You can engage in a process of raising up a leader, but so often we are intimidated to even go talk to them. And so we will do what I call going after the low-hanging fruit. We'll find people in our life who are just desperately ill, or they don't intimidate us in any way. We'll share Plexus with them. But the real key here is that your organization begin to take on not only customers, not only distributors, but leaders. And so I wanted to share that with you all right up front, that that is how you build big business. And network marketing, you guys, is big business. Sometimes because the buy-in is so low, we make the mistake of treating this like the stakes are low. I'll give it a little try. And if it doesn't go anywhere, oh, well, I'm out $10, my joining fee and, my welcome bundle, right? But what if you treated this like you had just bought into a McDonald's franchise for $250,000? I would say you would treat it like a job, wouldn't you? You would treat it like a business. And so network marketing is big business. The potential for freedom, the potential for impact, the potential for income, not only for you, but for the 7 generations that follow you. It's real, it's legit. So I invite everyone here on the call tonight to start to consider this a real business and pour into it like it's a real business. And we're here to help you do that, okay? So we're going to unmute and chat with a few of you tonight, but I wanted to go over a few things that Megan and I have been chatting about that we wanted to share with you. By the way, 43 people on this call. I'm so, so pumped. You guys are rocking it. Okay. So the first thing we want you to know is convention in Vegas in June is happening, and you need to do whatever you can to be there, especially if you are treating this like the big business that it is. Anything you can do to be there. We actually have a ticket sale going on. If you're a brand new brand ambassador, you get to come for $125. And if you are a VIP who hasn't upgraded to brand ambassador yet, Plexus is really highly motivated to get you there. And you get to come for $25. So little pro tip, you may be already starting to post, reach out, and share. But if you haven't signed your first person and upgraded to brand ambassador yet, go get your convention ticket ASAP for $25 and then go upgrade to brand ambassador. But even if you are already a brand ambassador, $125 is a steal, just like it is to start this business. It is a steal, you guys. Sometimes I wish it were more because again, like I said, I wish there was more skin in the game to actually treat this like a true career. So be there. Now, if there are just circumstances you absolutely positively cannot be there, find something to plug into. I know there are several events happening this month. I heard about one in Central Illinois. I heard about one. Megan, if you have any others you want to pop in the chat, feel free. There is also a gold school every quarter. So there's a gold school this summer in Georgia. There's one this fall in Dallas. So there are so many ways to plug in. And leaders, you guys, Leaders lead themselves first. So if there's not something in your area to plug into, you can create something. I just heard several of the new rank uppers saying, I meet up with my team every week at a coffee shop, or we hosted a little event with our closest friends. Do that, you guys. Like, leaders run after that beautiful future without waiting for anyone else to assign it to them, without waiting for anyone else to give them the step by step. And if you need ideas, great. We got ideas. We can give you ideas. But the interesting part is, if you believe in your heart of hearts that it's impossible for you and it can't be done, all the ideas in the world won't help you. Right? You've got to get to the point where you believe this is possible. And not only is it possible, I, without a doubt, am going to do it. And when you are in that place in your mind, those ideas become very fruitful. Excuse me. Okay, I'll wait and get to that. Another little tip I have on that in a minute. The next thing I want to do is encourage you all to pray. Pray over this endeavor. Pray over your business. That is not selfish. It's not silly. Again, if you were on the call earlier hearing some of the health testimonies of these new golds, senior golds, and rubies, you know that God has his fingers all over this. This is setting people free. Not just in their health, but in their finances. Finances are one of the biggest chains that hold people back. So pray over your business. And I wanted to read you a little quote from my quiet time this week. This is from Megan Ann Scheibner, one of Megan and my favorite mama authors. She said, God doesn't just allow us to pray. He's eager to have us come to him with our many needs. According to Proverbs 15:8, our prayers actually bring pleasure to our God. Prayer isn't a second best replacement for action. Rather, prayer is what prepares us to act. And I absolutely love that quote, because action is vital in this business. And that prayer is not a substitute for action, and it's not a sit back and wait for God to do it. It is an active participation with him in what he's doing, and it's a willingness to be obedient and be brave. But that prayer prepares us to act. The second thing I want to share with you comes from Keith Callahan. And we're actually going to, the rest of our Tuesday nights for this first half of the summer, we're going to take our Tuesday night content from Keith Callahan's book, which is called Build to Last. And if you've been in this biz for a long time, it's going to blow your mind. And if you haven't been in this biz for a long time, it's going to be perfect, because you're going to lay the foundation for a network marketing business that is lasting. And like I said earlier, the load is lighter when you build with leaders, when you have a structure that you're rowing the canoe with leaders. So, and the beautiful thing about Build to Last, you can go buy the book, but it's also available totally free on his podcast. So if anyone, Meg, if you want to pop the link in the chat for his season 1 of his podcast, is literally just the book. The whole season 1 is the book, and you can listen through it in 2 hours. So jump on that. That is going to help you so much, laying a foundation for your business. And a couple key things that I want to share from him. He says that this is a learn by doing business. So do not fall into the trap of info gathering. Info gathering is not personal growth. Info gathering is not personal development. It's a key part of it, but it's only part of it. This is a learn by doing business. You got to be a quick implementer. You try something and then you course correct. And so many of us get into analysis paralysis or that overthinking. Meanwhile, somebody else can go try it 5 different ways while you were over here overthinking it. So try the thing, try the post, try the live video, try the event, try a different kind of event. Whatever idea comes to you that we share as we're together, try it quickly and course correct. I also want to give y'all a couple of podcast recommendations. Okay, so the first one is obviously Keith Callahan's podcast, just the first season. It's going to take you through the whole Build to Last book. It's going to teach you how to build a lasting foundation for your business. And we're going to talk through the content on Tuesdays. Yay. The other one I want to share with everyone is called Lead Hership. It's a play on the word leadership, right? Lead Hership. And it's with Brittany Howard. I love it because she is a high character Christian Diamond in Plexus. She not only is a diamond, she's a diamond with several legs of leaders on her team. So she is built the way we're telling you to build. And in my opinion, her podcast is just a complete crash course in this business. It takes you through all the skill sets you need. It takes you through the mindsets you need. It is good listening. Okay. So get your hands on that. The other thing we encouraged everyone to go through, maybe you had time for this, maybe not. I see some nods. I know both our coachees tonight filled out their goal sheet. We have this really great tool, a 20-minute video explaining how to fill this out. And then you can put pen to paper and really, really map out what you want to create for your business, what your goals look like, and how you're gonna mind your mind in that process. And this has been so eye-opening for us to look through these with people. We're going to go through them with our 2 coachees tonight, in fact. But anybody can do this, even if you lead a team of 3 people. You and your team can work through that 20-minute video, set your goals each new month, and you're well on your way. So I'm going to share that with y'all. Okay, and then want to talk about goal setting. So this is kind of the step-by-step of the goal setting, but we in this room are leaders. I don't know if you see yourself as a leader yet, but I want you to start seeing yourself as a leader. And then I want you to start seeing yourself as a leader of leaders, somebody who is gathering other leaders. And leaders lead themselves first. And so what that means is when you name your goal, when you come up with your why, your beautiful future that you are wanting to create for yourself, your family, and the next 7 generations, that should inspire you. And then you should ask yourself, who do I have to become to make that a reality? It's a very different question than what do I have to do? How am I going to do it? Those kinds of questions tend to bring a little bit of overwhelm, especially if you're just starting out. But what I want you to do is ask yourself, who do I have to become? What conditions have to be present in me for that goal to become my reality? And what's gonna come up is a couple of areas where you realize you need to grow. And I wrote down a few. So like maybe one of them is confidence. Maybe one of them is making more connections, like more friends, expanding your network. Maybe becoming a better listener. Maybe being more brave, or maybe having more belief in this industry. Like a lot of us maybe have a stigma about MLMs, or maybe we're afraid that all our friends have a stigma about MLMs. And so maybe you need your belief built in this industry and these products and this company. There are resources out the wazoo for all of these areas. But I don't want you to just go out and go into information gathering mode. I want you to really identify, who do I need to become in order to reach this goal that God has placed on my heart? And I want you to focus your personal growth on those areas. And your sponsor can totally help. Like if your area is confidence, we got you. Got some resources about confidence. If your struggle is verbiage, how do I have these conversations? We have this awesome Confident Conversations guide. So we can help you with the resources, but I just want to encourage you to focus it on who you need to become to hit that goal. Okay. So we're going to dive into a little chatting portion, unmuting some people. And Ginger's going to go second because she's trying to get home from Bible study. So Anna, I want to chat with you a bit if you're ready to unmute.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. So I looked over your goal sheets briefly, and I'm excited to chat with you. Wait, where are you? Can you wave? Okay, good. For some reason, it's not on speaker view for me, but I can see her, so.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you great. So first of all, can you tell us a few of your wins from April? I think it's always good to focus on how far we've come.
So basically just that I hit senior silver. And I know that to me, like almost like doesn't sound like anything exciting, but I know it's supposed to be exciting. And just kind of just jumping on to a lot of the mindset stuff, like you say, and trying to wrap my brain around getting over those hurdles in my own mind and like jumping in with both feet because I've got goals. And so in order to reach them, I can't just sit there and dangle my feet in the water.
Okay. Well, senior silver is actually really awesome. So interesting that you feel like it's kind of a just senior silver.
I know. Like in my brain, I'm like, oh, it's just senior silver, but I know that that's not the case. I know, but still, I don't know.
Well, way to go. And every single person who you raise up, even people you raise up to diamond, they've got to get to silver first. They've got to get to senior silver first. And I know several people I thought could be diamonds, but they couldn't overcome the fear of talking to their first three people. And so what might seem really small to you is a huge mountain to other people. So don't let yourself downplay it to the point where that shows others. You want to celebrate that. Okay, so I read on your sheet that your long-term goal with this time next year is sapphire. Is that right?
Yes. So I was talking to Melody and also the rank up strategy, and it says to start at the 1 year rank and then kind of work down and see how you can get to that. And maybe a little bit of background. This is maybe my why. I want to be able to use this so that I have a bigger impact in ministering to other people. And so my vision that I've had for, I don't know, several years, a long time, is to be able to build a retreat lodge on my family farm that I grew up on. But our current finances don't allow that. And my husband said, go ahead, you can build it if you can find the funds. So I want to be able to enlarge my impact to help people, to minister to other people and my whole family. Anyway, so in order to get that, I've got to find the funds to do it. And I've been passionate about helping people and health for probably about 10 years anyway. So this just kind of plays into that. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to build a lodge, I need the funds and I can't just hang out and twiddle my thumbs.
That's beautiful. And another thing I've recently learned, you guys, is that you have to have um this doesn't fit what you just said, but I'm going to say it anyway. You have to have a selfish why. And Anna,
It is still a selfish why, sort of. I mean,
you
it's a
want it.
material thing, sort of, you know.
Well, and let me unpack that, because what I actually mean by it is so much more powerful to be driven towards something you want than
Yeah.
something you need. And so selfish is kind of the wrong word, especially in this case, because you want it for to minister and bless others, which is not selfish. But my point is, and this is to everybody, that we often think that something we desperately need is what is finally going to drive us to take hard or scary action. But want is so, so, so powerful. And so I urge everybody on here to identify what you really want. Funny example, like my husband might know that he needs more sleep, but what he might want is to play video games till 2 a.m. after our kids are, in bed and done interrupting or whatever. And that want is very, very powerful. It's sometimes powerful enough to override the need. So everybody, when you're fleshing out your why, I mean, I want you to seriously think about, what do I desire? And oftentimes God places specific desires on our hearts for a reason. And sometimes we don't always know what it is, but I love your why. That's beautiful. So how are you going about, what actions are you, well, actually, I want to back up. What in your packet, what elevated thoughts are you practicing around the actions you're taking? Because your why is really awesome. So I would be curious to hear like some of those.
So some of my actions, I'm reaching out and I feel like do the scary thing, and I am an introvert. So but I'm like pushing myself to reach out to people that like dream team people and the scary people. For example, I reached out to a lady that she was maybe 8 years older than I was in high school, and got married and had kids before I was, and she was always the really like cool girl to me. even in church, she was like the cool girl. And then she and her husband, entrepreneurs, business. She had 10 kids and homeschooled them, and she was like doing all the stuff, right? And she still was like the cool girl to me. And I just reached out to her and said, I really think that you'd be awesome with this because she's organized and she's a researcher and she's smart and she's a go-getter. It's not for her right now, but she did not say no. She just said, this, it's not, I've got a lot on my plate right now. This isn't for me, but I'm definitely going to put this in my, back pocket. And she also is mature enough to say, if I know of anybody that I think would help you, I will pass them along. So that's just an example of the different, I'm trying to reach out to the scary people
Yeah.
and get leaders. And I reached out to my little sister, and she's a scary person to me. A little bit. I'll probably send her a video and she'll be like, what? But there's people I think that sometimes are you have more skin to lose maybe in reaching out, and a rejection feels a little bit stronger or something. So I'm trying to push myself and do the scary things every day, posting. And I have not done a live because that's scary and I haven't done it yet. So that's another, because I went from not posting on Facebook at all for years to doing stuff. So it's a kind of a big jump for me. So I guess my thing is I'm just trying to push myself and do the scary things that I know will get me to those goals, even if they are scary. And I naturally like to stay in my comfort zone
Oh,
as an
yeah.
introvert.
Well, everybody naturally likes to stay in their comfort zone. That's not an introvert thing, that's a human thing. And I'm glad you're aware of it. And this goes for everybody. Like, the success you're wanting is in the work you're avoiding. And sometimes it's not necessarily that the direct fruit is going to come from you doing that live video, but something flips when you do it, and you start putting yourself in a position to get lucky. And we say this on our calls all the time, is that the more scary things I do, the luckier I get, because you can't always piece together the threads of where the people start coming from, but it's happening as a result of you taking those actions. So super proud of you for reaching out to those leaders. And I hope you've experienced this. Let me know if you have. It can feel really, really scary, but contrary to what we think that if we avoid that thing, we won't feel scared. But actually, we get scareder and scareder and scareder,
Yeah.
and our world gets smaller and smaller. And what actually diminishes fear, and this is proven with research, is doing those things. And when we do those things, our anxiety begins to lower. And so I hope for you that when that lady wrote you back and said, no, not right now, however, best of luck, I'll connect you. Did it diminish your anxiety?
Yeah. And she was actually in high school, she was a cheerleader. So she carried through with that and
Good
was
for
like,
you?
rah, rah, good for you. I'm proud of you. And was cheering me.
Amazing.
And I shouldn't, she's not scary because she's a really nice friend, but it really helped me feel like I got over that hurdle. And I see that with my kids. Anyone who's a mom sees that when you like get them past something that is scary, like riding your bike without training wheels or whatever, and they do it and they're like, yeah, it's great, and then they're ready to go.
Totally. And I used to feel this way about voice messaging people. It just felt scary. And now it's not a thing. I can just whip out my phone, voice message somebody, and it's casual. And so it's going to be the case for you with live videos too. You'll do that first one, and it totally might be awkward. And it might not be your greatest piece of content that you ever create. In fact, it will probably suck. And that is totally okay, because you're going to grow as a result of doing it.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to challenge you to do that live in the next 24 hours for sure.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to do it before your head hits the pillow tonight, although you can, but I would say in the next 24 hours, go
Okay.
ahead and do it. But you're reaching out, you're posting. Have you done an event?
I've not done an event,
Okay.
so I'm not. It would probably be easier I don't know. I was trying to figure out if it would be easier to do like a virtual event or an actual sit down and what do you call it? Sip and see? Is that what it's called? Anyway, I'm not sure which would be easier. Whether I grab some ladies from church that have been inquiring, or if I try to do, I probably could reach more people if it was a virtual. Melody did do a virtual event with me when I
Okay.
first started.
Well, hey, what if it doesn't have to be easy? What if you do both? What if you try both? See what works this month. May not work well this month, but it might work well next month. Maybe just remove the thought that that you need to pick the easier option and go with what's the massive action option, or what's the high impact option, or maybe you can do both. Can you share, again, I would like to hear what you're practicing in your thoughts when you go and take those actions that are going to get you to Sapphire.
I've been reading the 10X book or on Audible because that's a little bit easier to do as a mom with a whole bunch of kids. So I've been reading that, and that's just been like in my ear and telling me to. So the comfortable thing would for me to be to say that my goal for this month was gold. I know that's a big goal, but then when I was listening to the book, I thought maybe I should just reach a little higher. So just those kind of mindsets, because there's doubts, a lot of doubts, but in that book, they're talking about setting goals that seem impossible. And even my whole why, that whole vision for the retreat lodge and everything, to almost everybody I've talked to, it kind of seems impossible. So there's a lot of negative, like, oh, I'm just being the devil's advocate, and just a lot of that stuff. And so trying to get out of that, out of the negative stuff, and say just because everybody else thinks that this is an impossible goal doesn't mean it's impossible. So trying to set my goals to be impossible, basically.
Yeah.
And that way, because if I just go for something that I think I can hit, then that might be too low for me, versus hitting something that's like super high, and then it's a bigger aim, and if I don't make it, that's okay, but I might be up here instead of down here.
Yeah. Did you write down any of those? It is clear statements. It is clear who I serve, what problem I solve, those.
Yes, I did.
Let's hear a few of those.
I have an escapee.
That is okay.
Oh dear. Oh, okay. So I said it is clear that I help moms. It is clear that I help moms find better health and energy. Benjamin, hold on a second. Sorry.
He wants a nurse.
It's clear what he wants. Hold on, just a second.
He's got his goals.
Past his bedtime on East Coast. I said that it's clear that I help moms find better health and energy, and that's been one of my passions for probably the last 10 years. So that has always stayed a passion, and that I help moms find better health and energy while they're in the trenches, because I know how that is when you've got the littles, and you're just trying to be a mom and be the best mom, the best wife, all of that, and I just know so many people like that. And I want to give moms back their vibrancy and their zeal for life, and be able to serve their kids and their husbands, or their community, and instead of just surviving, because I know a lot of people that are just like surviving. So that's kind of some of my visions, I guess.
Good. Well, I think that real quick before we switch, I want to go over making sure you understand how many orders you need for your goals. But I think you have a good starting point for creating some of your lives and some of your content. And I want to challenge you to get super laser specific about what it feels like in the trenches. And sometimes saying I want moms to be thriving, not surviving, or I want them to have their vibrancy and their zeal back can sound a little cliche because it is said a lot. So what I would challenge you to do is get inside the mind of a mom who's in the trenches and make her say on the other end of the screen, oh my gosh, she just read my thoughts. So focus on a pain point. Focus on a thought that you've had while in the trenches that you think another mom would totally read this and be like, yes, yes, that's where I'm at. And make that the title of your live. Like you don't have to make the title of your live make sense like a title. It can literally just be like, I'm never not nursing, like it can literally be
It's
in quotes, I'm never not
24/7.
nursing. Help me, something like that. Okay. But real quick, I want to screen share with everybody and make sure everybody knows how to calculate, like how to reach your goal. Because yes, it is so true. Set a big goal, blow through your goal, but you don't want a goal that's like impossible because you literally have no clue how you're going to get there. That's not what we mean by an impossible goal. It does have to have a roadmap or else it's just kind of a fantasy, right? And that's not what we want. So I'm trying to find, oh, Megan, I can't screen share because I'm not the host. Can you make me host real quick? Let me see. Okay, I'm the host now. So I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone see this? Awesome. So since a lot of you are new, I just want you to see, let me turn off my texts. I just want you to see how much orders are worth. And you also have in your goal setting packet, you have a page that tells you how many points add up to each rank. And remember what I said earlier, your rank comes from growing your organization, and you grow your organization with customers, distributors, AKA sharers, and leaders. You want to go after those leaders, like we said, but you will, of course, be also adding customers and distributors. And everyone's order is worth a certain number of points, and those points add up to equal your rank. And so I just want everyone to see this so you know how many points your orders are worth. People you personally sponsor are called your level ones. And if they order 100 PV, they are worth 6 points. People in your second, third, and fourth, or second and third level, their big orders are worth 5 points. Fourth level down, they're worth 4 points. Okay, so for most of you just starting out, most of your people are going to be level ones, people you personally sponsor, and they're going to be worth 4 to 6 points on average. And as you help your people add a +1 or go silver or go senior silver, this is how many points you'll get for their orders. So Anna, your goal of gold is 100 points. And do you know how many points you ended April with? You were senior silver, right?
Yeah, I had 50, I
Okay.
believe. But I know, you should estimate that you might lose some of those. So maybe starting out at 45.
Okay. And so then how many more people do your team need to help place a new order for you to hit gold?
Um, so my goal was actually senior gold. So I
We'll do that one too. That's
I
your
wrote
stretch
that
goal,
one
right?
out. So is it 10?
Yes. So if 10 people order from you or from people that you've signed up, they'll be worth 5 or 6 points. And so if you guys add 10 more people together, that's going to get you to gold. Senior gold, again, you'll have this in your packet. Senior gold is 250 points. So how
Which
many
is really
people?
big.
So how
I
many
would
more people do you need?
that's 50 ambassador or 50 people that need to be on there. And so That's a good question. I don't think I wrote down how many more I need. I think I just wrote down how many total.
Okay, good. So that's why we're going through it. So if assuming that you keep about 9, that you retain and support about 9 of your people from last month, then there will be 40 to 41 more
Right.
people needing to order in May to hit senior gold. So I think having a stretch goal is awesome, but you just need to know your roadmap. You need to
Yeah.
know it. And so, and you can also
I did do that.
create oh, go ahead.
I said I did do that. So my roadmap was that I wanted to personally enroll like 9 or 10, and then I
Okay.
need to build my team. So I have several people that are like on the cusp of wanting to do that and have started to reach out, but just
Okay.
haven't gone yet. So that's my roadmap.
So if you added your 10, then you would help your people add the remaining 31. And maybe
Mhm.
they all add 10 each. So there's your roadmap. I'm just glad you have that. And it's also fine for you to make your stretch goal halfway to senior gold, right? Didn't Angie call it super gold, 175?
Okay,
So
that's good.
that's a fun goal too. So, okay, well, I just wanted to make sure you understood that really well. So let me end the screen share and then Megan is going to coach Ginger. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.
Hey, Ginger. Let me switch it to gallery view here. I hope my internet holds up. Okay, you can unmute. Let's see. Oh, there you are. So you can unmute and turn your camera on if you're able. It's easier to chat when we can see each other face to face. The packet Carissa keeps referring to, is it this one? Or is it something else? Oh, maybe from Gold School? Okay.
No, yeah, it's the one we told everyone to do before they came on the call. I think I just
Oh.
didn't print the cover,
Oh, yeah, the rank up
but
step.
it's that one, yeah.
Okay, well, we're waiting on Ginger. Maybe she ran to the bathroom.
Ginger, yeah, Ginger, are you able to unmute? Megan, have you taken back host? Am I still host?
Let's see. I don't think I did.
No problem. Whichever. I don't know if it matters.
I'll reclaim it. Did anyone have trouble? Oh, here, she's popping back in. Did anyone
Yeah, you reclaimed it.
trouble? Okay. With the KPI sheet, the very newest version of this actually has the definition of it. Because when I was looking at it, I was like, what is KPI again? But it means key performance indicator. So those are your measurable action steps. So if any of you had questions on that particular sheet, don't hesitate to reach out to your sponsor or your next Jewel upline to help explain through that. But I found a lot of value in working through goals this way because it's basically giving me so much focus for what I'm working on with my reentry team. Just giving myself a standard to hit by the end of the week and then the goal for the team as well. Oops, she's having trouble hopping on. Let's try this again. So
Yeah, she said she keeps getting kicked out, but I see her. So let's
Okay,
see it.
I'm good now.
Yay.
okay.
User error. I'm on my iPhone because I was driving home listening, so I'm trying to work with my iPhone. It wasn't being friendly with me. Sorry.
No worries. I hope Bible study went well. Let me click it back over to speaker view. So on the there we go. Okay. Well, welcome to our coaching. Super excited. Congratulations on earning the walking pad last month. That's super fun. And why don't you kick us off with just telling us your why? I did notice that your little sheets that you filled out, you used the old version and it didn't have the spot to share your why. So tell us why you're doing this.
Well, the biggest reason is because I want more time. I want more money. I want to be able to give more. I want to be able to do more. There's a lot of whys.
And how will that free you up?
Well, at the moment I work full time, and then I also have another part-time job, and I help take care of my parents, and I take care of another elderly man. I take care of my granddaughter, and I help with my daughter. So, um, taking that full-time job or that part-time job would make a huge difference. Plus, I'm very involved with my church, and I have Bible studies twice a week, and it. I guess I like to just keep busy.
Mhm. But maybe busy on what you want to say yes to and be able to say no to other things. Or just that constant
Yes.
bandwidth suck on stuff that you feel like you don't want to be spending your time on, and having maybe less and more focused.
Yes. The taking care of people and my family and my granddaughter, that stuff's not going to go nowhere. I want that.
Hmm.
So maybe taking the other jobs out would free up a huge amount of time.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, tell us what your goal is for the month.
for um I have the silver and then senior silver, and then the gold is for my year goal.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. So you already ranked up to silver last month. If you earn the iPad, you
right.
already done that.
Right. That was for my 1 month in my
Okay.
first month.
Okay, got it. So you're going to be able to put a big fat check mark or star next to that rank because you already clicked that in. So congratulations on that. And are you in the fast start window or not?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay. So you have the potential to make a lot of cash because you're in your fast start window. So this month's goal then is senior silver. Have you mapped, do you know what it'll take to go senior silver? So you went silver, but actually added 6 last month. So you're actually even farther towards your senior
Yes.
silver goal.
Right. And that's 9. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yep. So have you started working on that goal so far this month?
Yes, I've just by sharing with my coworkers and people at church, my biggest I don't know if you're ready for that, but my biggest struggle is I've posted and I was excited about it and it was great, but then I just need to know, I don't want to sound like I'm posting the exact same thing all the time. Like I know all the good things and all the things that it's making me feel and how it's helping me and others, but I want to be able to post about something that's going to get people's interest rather than just saying, "Oh, hey, gut health is the best." Like it affects so many besides just your gut, but you know, and then I had one person respond on one of my posts and ask what I was using, and I got to talk to her about it, but she said she'd tried it before and it made her heart race. And then she pretty much was shut down. She wouldn't speak about it to me anymore. But so I really didn't know what to come back with that
Okay.
because
Yeah. Okay, good. So I have a couple of thoughts here. So potentially you're going to retain the 6 that you signed last month because you want to make sure that your vision casting that they're going to do a minimum of 90 days. They have a 60-day money back guarantee. So they need to keep their subscriptions on. So you may go double check and make sure their subs are on. And then that they know that their subscription is coming up. But potentially going senior silver may look like helping them get a +1, or some of them go silver. Have you had a conversation with them yet about sharing?
yes, there's one of the girls. Well, my daughter's one of them, and she is, she's young and posting and sharing, and so I mean, she's telling everybody about it. But there's a girl at my church that she's just very good about um I want to say networking, but she's not got a business with it. It's just like
Mhm.
she started her own, making cups, and then she's, a teacher in the church, and then she talks to everyone like a social butterfly. So she's super good, and she is just wanting more and more information and more I guess the healing part of it. Like she wants to be healthy and she wants to get there. So I know that she is interested in the business side too. So um we are going to meet up and discuss that also.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you
So
want
I
people like that.
just run with it.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So I always think my connection's unstable. Let me go tell my kids really fast. Carissa, can you chime in?
Yes, absolutely. So, Ginger, I really think that you have the potential to hit gold so much sooner than in a year. As I do the math in my head, you have two people who are game for sharing. And so if those two people hit silver and earn their $300 fast start, then that's 6 more people added to your team. And that's you over halfway to gold. And I know you have no intention of stopping sharing either. So Meg, I was just telling her, I think that gold could be much, much sooner than a year from now.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to mention that too. That was actually my 1 year goal also. And I ended up hitting it really pretty quickly after I started to share. So I definitely think you can hit it sooner, especially if your friend that's already on the products that talks to everybody and is a natural networker starts to share alongside with you and gets a vision for sharing alongside you. Okay, so let's talk really quick about the girl that made the comment that has the heart palpitations. I would just chime back in. I mean, the ball is always in your court to be like, hey, I know we had chatted the other day and you had mentioned your experience with, Plexus products. You could just say, hey, I love to just hear people's experiences. And if you would be willing to share with me like what products you were on and what you experienced, it just helps me expand my knowledge base. So you could approach her out of curiosity, not necessarily with the intention that you're going to re-sign her, but as your team grows and people start to see more and more success, you may be pleasantly surprised that she comes back around. And I help people restart all the time. And so you may just say, hey, you might have not been on the right products for what your health goals were. And also, if the sponsor that helped you get started wasn't educating you on yeast detox, that's actually a symptom of candida overgrowth, Herxheimer reaction, and that's not uncommon. And it may have just been, you started too much too fast. So you could maybe have that conversation with her, or just chime in and see if she's open to sharing more about her experience. So I wouldn't let that derail you, but just to be curious with her.
Yes, because she does Young Living, and she just went crazy with it, network marketing. And anyways, so she's going through menopause. She's got all these symptoms, everything that I was beginning to deal with too. So that's why I was like, I really want to talk to her about this. But I have a question with what you just said about maybe if you're the detox. Sorry, I'm stumbling. When you have the detox and you could be taking too much to begin with, like starting off slower so that the detox isn't so bad. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she might not have had a knowledgeable Plexus person that was coaching her on that, and she might have just done like, the upper doses of
Right.
everything. And if she's a sensitive person anyways, it may have been like, ooh, too much too fast. And then she had something pop up that made her think she was like reacting to the products and just didn't have knowledge, didn't really know what she was taking and why. But she probably still has some health symptoms. So I love using that symptom graphic for candida overgrowth. So you may at some point in the conversation just be able to say, hey, are you still, or do you happen to have any of these symptoms still? Because our award-winning combo that we help a lot of people get started with actually helps eliminate a lot of those symptoms, if not all of them, for people that get started. So that might just be a tool to pop in your back pocket as you're chatting with her or other people too.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her tomorrow. So
Okay. Yeah, there you go. A phone call often clears lots of things up. Okay. And then So you actually are well on your way to gold. Like you could actually double rank this month. And I mentioned that to people that end somewhat close to their next rank. So you're only actually 3 away from senior silver. And I mean, I really think that you could help 3 people get started before the end of the week. And I mean, once those other orders from last month pop in, you will be senior silver. And then if you think about your daughter who's having conversations and you might just need to help her close them. So for example, my 18-year-old son just went silver, fast start silver, and he had a guy from work whose girlfriend needed the products. And so, Samuel was the connector, but then I ended up getting connected with this guy's girlfriend and helped close her, like chatted with her, got on the phone, helped sign her up and that kind of thing. So you maybe can help your daughter actually close some of those conversations too, either in a 3-way message, or if your daughter is like, hey, so and so and so and so and so and so want to start, she can give them your number, or she can give you their number and you can connect with them. Because you probably have stronger and bolder closing skills than she does.
Yeah, well, they would say something to her and they were like, "Oh, that's just too expensive. I can't imagine that." And she's like, "Well, you blow money on a lot worse things than your health. You could spend that money on making yourself feel better than making yourself feel worse." So she's just
Yeah, we'll have her. I mean, this is the thing, is it takes a lot of exposures for people to say yes. And so if she's posting and or willing to like send some little testimonies over, there's so many testimonies that she could um, send over or just tag them in, just to continue that little drip with them on, like, I really think this could help you, you know. And the sooner they can get started and be proactive in their health, the healthier they're going to be as adult, as people. So
yeah. I reach out to her. She's my little posting my little Nazi. I post and she's like, "Mom, that sounded terrible. That was like a copy paste thing. Let me fix it." So
that's cute.
maybe we could work together better.
For sure. Yes. Collaborate. Okay, so you're posting. Have you gone live yet?
No.
Okay. All right. Does that freak you out?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. What's the worst that could happen?
Um, I mean, nothing really. I mean, I say it freaks me out, but yet, I mean, it also doesn't. I just I want to get my knowledge base down so that I am confident in what I'm sharing so that I can make sure people know I believe in it. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
I guess I don't want to put anything out there that makes them guess, is she doing this for money or is she doing this because she really believes in her product?
Um,
So I need to get in and really study the product, is I think would make me feel more confident, more better.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, I think there's value there. On the other hand, I'm like, all the resources there for people that want to know the entire ingredient lineup of any of the products. So I would, yes, study, but I mean, just get a couple of bullet points under your belt to be able to casually talk about it. But also don't feel like you have to go memorize all the videos about every product, because someone that is really wanting that much information, you're going to just connect them to the resource anyway. And so
Okay.
a good idea for your first live may be just to prop your phone up in your kitchen and showcase you're mixing up your pink drink in the morning and taking your supplements and why you like them. And I feel like those little demonstration videos are so easy, because you're like, oh, hey guys, I'm popping on making my supplements this morning. I don't know if you guys are supplement users, but here's how it's helping me. It's super simple. I'm taking my pink drink. It helps to regulate and balance blood sugars and helps with hormone balance. And then I'm taking some other gut health products, or you could talk about the multivitamin. I mean, just having a couple little bullet points, and you can actually prop up a little note card next to it to make sure you say a couple of things. But even just sharing your perspective on like why supplements are important. I mean, that may be a really easy, casual live that you could do, and just be like, okay, this is super awkward. I've never done a live before. Okay, bye guys. Boom. You're done.
That's really good, because I was in my mind thinking that it had to be like what we're doing right now, like just my face to face, and that is
Oh.
awkward. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Hey,
that's
Meg,
exciting.
can I chime in something else?
Yeah, for sure.
Like so hard for me to make my voice heard, so it's even funnier. But I want to offer some other perspective, Ginger, and to everyone on here because everybody can relate. Like
Mhm.
if you have ever said to yourself, I don't want the people on the other end of the screen to think X, Y, or Z. Because we do that. We try to control how people are going to receive our message, and it's impossible, by the way. You can only control the message, not how it's received. But you specifically said, I really want to make sure they don't think I'm in it for the money. So put a 1 in the chat if you have felt that way. And then you also said, I really want to get my knowledge base down. So I want to provide a little pivot in perspective because on both of those counts, you actually really, really do want to communicate that you can help them earn money from home. A big part of your why is you want more money, more time, and you want to be able to choose the people you love over the job, right? And so a huge part of your why is the money. And that is not a bad thing. That is an honorable thing. Your reason for wanting that money is very honorable. And there are people following you who want more money and want more freedom of time. And they need to know part of why you're doing this is the money, because money gives freedom and money gives options. And you earned a big fat double silver bonus last month, which I know I posted about, but we need to see you posting about it because there are people out there who want the money. They want the money. And so not that you're going to, I mean, you're the sweetest person ever. So you're not going to be out there like, hey, I'm just in it for the money. You're not going to do that. But I would challenge you that actually you do want that message going out there, that you have a goal to earn money from home, blessing people by helping them heal at the root level, and you want to help other people earn money too. So, little pivot there. Also, you said, I want to get my knowledge base down. And Megan said, actually, you just want to point people to the resources. I just want to echo that if you feel the need to have all the answers and answer the questions, people are going to think, oh, if I want to do that business, I have to know all the answers like Ginger does. You don't want them to feel that way. You want them to feel like the moment they decide to start sharing, they can, because they can just give people the resources rather than having to tell them all the answers. So I said this to my friend Sarah today, if she's on the call. She said, someone asked me about hormone balance. Should I tell them that insulin is the master hormone and it balances all your other hormones? And I was like, don't tell them, show them. Show them a testimony, show them another person's post. Yes, we can answer that question ourselves, but actually they need to see that you're just passing along a video or passing along a post or a testimony. So it's actually better for duplication that you don't have all the answers and that you don't have your knowledge base categorized and cataloged like a human encyclopedia. It's better that you say, you know what? I don't have all the answers memorized, but here's my favorite testimony that talks about that exact issue. So I just wanted to chime that in there too.
Yeah, that's perfect. Also, Ginger, I think that you could actually do a really amazing business post or even a business live by stating your biggest fear, because that's going to connect with your audience with your vulnerability. And to say, oh my word, I have been so scared that people will think I'm just doing this to make a buck. And then because of that little clickbait, you can actually say, but this is what I've found. That was my brain offering me that thought, which probably 99.9% of you would never think that of me. But I actually am doing this to make money, and here's why. And so people relate with vulnerability like that. And like Carissa said, your big goals are going to take people that want the opportunity. And when you think about the statistics that say 7 out of 10 people have considered starting their own business, and like 99% of people walking around in any of our circles or demographics of people need these products. So like we're positioned really well to talk about both things. Okay, so to throw a loop around this, why don't you tell us a couple of key action steps that you want to take away from our chat time and go implement?
The biggest one is I love the idea of doing the live with showing me mixing up the drink or taking the supplements. Like that just it I think starting out with something like that just builds your confidence. So then I'll be one to share them, you know, and being just real and funny instead of being serious and like just like awkward, you know.
It's okay if you're awkward. That's totally fine.
So I think that that just makes me, I just like that will be great. I want to do that. And then also, I don't know. I guess I just feel the excitement and just building up about talking to the others about getting their business started and feeling more relieved about the money aspect. That it's okay because most everyone is looking for that as well. I mean, it started out for me for the health part, and then it changed over to the money part. Like I can do this, like I can have big dreams, like the Lord. I just know that he's in this, he called the unqualified, not the qualified. So.
Exactly. Well, and also remember, you're not saying it too much. You're not saying your message too much. You're not posting too much. You're not going live too much. Because remember, most of people on social media are consumers. And there's actually something really therapeutic about watching people cook. Like I find myself mesmerized by that. Like, oh, what's she cooking? I want to see what she's doing. And I have Brandy, I don't know if she's on this call still, but she like pops in her stories consistently and goes live and just like, I'm mixing up my greens or I'm mixing up my shake or this or that. And it's like I think it's people's husbands. I thought that's what she said. Like they're saying, oh, we love to watch Brandy's stories. Like she's so fun and interesting. And where people just are interested in like what you're sharing. And so even if you feel like you're sharing some of the same messages over and over about how it's helping you, and you're basically repackaging it in different ways, posts, lives, stories, sharing similar of the same story that you have. But like Justin and I have shared the same story for 9 years over and over and over again. And it doesn't get old, and it actually has continued to help grow our business. And every time we share it, it's encouraging. It's encouraging to us and to other people. And it's the same message. So don't feel like you're saying the same thing over and over too much, because there's the next person that needs to hear what you have to share.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Before we head out, I want to encourage everybody to take a little tour around the team page pinned posts. Megan's got these and I've got these at the top of the Facebook team page. So hers is one team and ours is Stream in the Desert. You've got 4 or 5 featured or pinned posts, and they're a gold mine. So if anyone is on this call, like, what do I do next? Like, I want to add my 3 or my 6 or my 9. I want to add people and get to my next rank or halfway to my next rank. What do I do? This little acronym is super great. PLLP. If you don't know what to do, PLLP. Make a post, go live, make a list of names, host a party. Rinse, repeat, PLLP. But I really want to encourage everybody to take a little tour through the pinned posts on your team page, because we have one called New VIPs Start Here. There's one called Simple Resources. There's one called Product Info, and there's one called Silver in 6. And there are video links to trainings that you can dive into. There are shareable like testimony videos from men if you have some men in your network. It's so much good stuff. So I just wanted to plug that. And then also make sure you all have the Plexus Go app. The app is a super great resource for all the stuff, like the little photos you need, videos, like plugging into the Silver in 6 challenge group. And then last but not least, we have a couple of threads. So both of our teams have a thread of business builders, runners who are building this business. And those are great threads for chatting and asking questions and getting encouragement and cheerleading. But we also have a non-chatty one that's called the Rally Chat. And every single day we put in something to post, something to say, something to do, and something to learn. And so if you're ever stumped, like I want to keep getting the message out there, but what the heck do I talk about? There's no excuse because we provide inspiration every single day. So that is the rally chat. And then last but not least, we have a little accountability thread also that we're offering. And it too is not chatty. It is simply popping in your just like a little accountability checklist that you did your work for that day. Whatever it is that you wrote down on your goal sheet that you were like, I'm getting to this goal and this is how I'm getting there. Maybe I'm going to send samples to 5 new people. I'm going to call that girl who told me she had a bad experience on the products. I'm going to help this person get to silver. I'm going to help this person get whatever you wrote down for your action sheet. You can like kind of do roll call in the accountability thread. So if any of those are jumping out at you, message your sponsor or me or Megan and say, hey, I want to be added to that rally chat, or I want to be added to that accountability chat. Everybody get to convention. Get the arrangements made to get your booty to Vegas and start rubbing elbows with this amazing Plexus family and all of the people who are going to be teaching and training there. Whatever you have to do to get to Vegas, and get your ticket because the tickets are off sale at the end of this month. All right. Bye, guys. Oh, last thing. Sorry. We're going to start going through Keith Callahan's book, Build to Last. We're going to start that this coming Tuesday. We're actually going to collaborate. Me, Megan, and Jessica Heffley are going to be leading those discussions. And guys, you can get through the whole book on his season 1 of his podcast in a couple of hours. So go get those episodes downloaded, start listening to that. That's what we're going to be diving into on our Tuesday nights. Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.